French farming unions continue to protest the European Union's free trade agreements, which they say open the door to unfair overseas competition. French farmers fear Chilean apples, Brazilian grains and Canadian beef will flood the European market and undermine their livelihoods. French police made scores of arrests on Wednesday in Paris, Lyon and more. Farmers are protesting a range of issues, including rising costs to meeting carbon-cutting targets, fuel prices, inflation, bureaucracy and grain imports from Ukraine.
Some of the European exports were going through the Red Sea. That also has affected them proportionally more than, say, the U.S. When you lose things like fuel subsidies or you have cuts in fuel subsidies, those are just additional costs that you have to bear. And I think those are the sorts of things that do precipitate, concerns by farmers and other things, because, fuel is a big component of overall production costs and having to absorb more in terms of those costs.
Around 50 tractors spent the night near the European Parliament in Brussels, in time for European Union leaders to gather for an EU summit on Thursday. They are expected to spend the day protesting. Spanish farmers are also taking to the streets in protest against strict European regulations and lack of government support as unrest continues to spread across Europe. The largest farmers groups, ASAJA, COAG and UPA, are all heading the protests.
Que producciones sin los mismos requerimientos entren al mercado comunitario y por tanto puedan competir de manera desleal con las producciones europeas. Es aquí donde está la competencia desleal y desde luego no entre agricultores y ganaderos miembros de la Unión Europea.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has opened the strategic dialogue on agriculture following the protests.